YouTube, you saucy lot. I hope you lot are all right. Anyway, yesterday I had a guy come in the shop and I boarded out his hair and I used a 1930s cutthroat razor. So this is just to show that you can use very, very old tools, real traditional tools to actually achieve the look you want. Anyway, so I used it just to board out the back of the hair, done a little fade afterwards. But anyway, let me know what you think. See you later. Bye-bye. Right, the most important thing before you start using the razor on someone's head is to actually strop the razor. You want to be stropping it after the shave as well. If you notice, I'm keeping the spine on the actual strop. And it really is worth buying as an expensive razor strop as you can. You know, you can buy these cheap strops, but they won't do the razor any justice at all. And once I've done that, I'm using my hands to actually just finish the stropping off. It's all about getting a nice finish on the blade. Make sure you go the right way with that, otherwise you won't have a hand left. So we're just going to lather up the foam and then we're just going to apply it to the back of the head. Now let's talk about razors. You know, a lot of people, they want to buy one of these razors, one of these really old vintage razors, but they don't want to spend the money. So they just end up going on like wish.com or AliExpress and buying a razor which costs about like £10. Guess what? That's not a real razor. It looks like a razor, but a real razor, something like what I'm using now, it's Sheffield steel, so it's produced at about 1930. And it's all about the forging of the steel and what they do with the heat. You know, what they will do with a proper razor, it will be heated up to about 1500 degrees and then they'll drop it to about 200 degrees in an oil bath. What that does, it gets all the molecules going the same way, so it'll hold an edge for a lot longer. But yeah, this is an absolute pleasure to use. You know, when we look at like fades and things like that and balding out hair, people seem to think it's a relatively new thing. It's not. It goes back hundreds of years, but obviously there was no electricity then and there wasn't the actual the proper equipment such as like your foils, so they had to do it this way. Yeah, to get a real razor sharp, you have to spend time on it. You know, giving it a little strop isn't enough. You need to know how to hone it with the stones. It's a great thing to actually learn, but you know, before you buy a really high quality razor, I suggest get something like a gold dollar. A gold dollar, you know, it is one of the cheaper blades, and you know, if you trash it on the honing stones, it doesn't matter because they're so cheap anyway. When you get a good razor, you can be spending, like, if you're buying a brand new Dovo, you could be spending £200 or $200. You know, and if you're going to ruin that razor, it's a bit heartbreaking. So at least with a cheap razor, it gives you the practice. So if you can hone up a cheap razor, then you know, once you've done that, then get yourself a decent razor. Yes, I've gone with the grain, now I'm going to go against the grain. So once I've finished with the razor, I'll strop it again. And always keep the razor dry as well, because they can rust. And even if it doesn't rust, what it will do, it will lose its edge. Yeah, it's just nice to use like a real old traditional razor. You know, this is what your granddad would have been using. So I'm just going to fade that out using the Gamma Pluses, or the Gamma Ergos, should I say. You know, if you don't want to be spending, or should I say, if you don't want to be spending time like honing razors and sharpening razors, get yourself a good shavette. You know, Feather, they do some great blades. Yeah, they are fantastic. You know, if you haven't got time to be honing and sharpening and stropping your blades, then you'll have a nightmare. So yeah, just taking out that little line. So there you have it, guys. Anyway, you take care and I'm out of here. See you later, and please do subscribe. See you later.